What's up YouTube? Anything Billy here. On today's video we're going to be replacing front brakes and rotors on a 2002 Chevrolet Cavalier. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you want to do before you get the brake job started is you want to make sure, like always, you take the brake reservoir cap off and put a towel on it. That way when you push in the pistons, air has easier resistance to flow up. Alright, tools you'll need for this job is you will need a 9mm X head on a ratchet. Might need a screwdriver, might need a pair of pliers, lubrication for the slides, the caliper compression tool, and like always, no job is complete without the hammer. So these are a little bit difficult to get to. So my nine's a little loose. My nine's a little loose and 10's too big, so just got to be careful. It's a little. A 10 won't fit in there, so we're going to have to be a little careful here. And star bit won't fit. Just have to be very careful that you don't strip them. And the customer brought me his own brakes and his own rotors, so this don't look like it needs any hardware, so see what happens. There's the pump out. Okay. There's the bottom out. It's been a while since I've done a Cavalier. Ooh, it's hot right there. Alright, so let's see here. You see that? These are some weird brakes. Alright, let's see here. See? I have to raise y'all up a little bit so y'all can see this. Best thing to do is to take a hammer and kind of take these out the best you can. Work. I'd advise you to leave this back one in. It's got that claw on it. That way you have somewhere to compress the piston in. See if I can get this to work. Yeah, there we go. I have to move from one side to the other on this one just to make sure that it's all, yep, alright. Now Now you take the pad off. See, it's got that claw back there that goes into the piston. Alright, sit down. We are putting new rotors on there. Gotta move this out of the way. Safe, alright. Good thing about a Cavalier is you don't have to take the bracket off because it's part of the steering wheel. Let's see. Wheel bearing seems to be okay. That's the new rotor. Hopefully you can put a lug nut on there to hold it on there. There we go. You grab the brakes. So just to let you know, I did clean the rotor off camera. Oops. Now we'll put the brakes on. You want to remember to put the back brake on first. Then you want to put the front brake on. This slides. Alright. Safe. See these little slots or these little pins, whatever you want to call them, sticking out here? Make sure when you stick them in there, they go in these little round holes right here. One on top, one on the bottom. Got that in there? Put back on here. Yep. Okay. Go. You want to make sure that this right here is in. There should be hardware here on most vehicles. This does not have hardware, so make sure that that little cut piece is intertwined with this and the bottom. That helps keep the brake caliper in place. Okay. I'm going to put a little lubrication on these because they're awful dry. Try not to get it on the threads, but it ain't going to hurt. Like that. I'm going to get the other one out. There we go. Yeah, see, that one there is pretty dry. Just makes them slide in and out easier. It on there. Back in there. Okay. Let's get the you can turn these without the wrench. Yeah. Get the wrench. Make sure you get them lined up so they'll go in. Very careful you don't cross thread it. If you cross thread them, you'll have to replace the whole steering wheel. Like always. Until it gets a little tight. Same thing to the bottom. Snug it up. There we go. There's the passenger side done. Let's move on to the driver's side. Alright, so now we're over here on the driver's side. I failed to mention that make sure you take your lug nut off the stud after you get finished. That way you won't be in your way when you put the wheel back on there. So just like over here, take your 9mm. Be careful not to strip them out. See, here's where the problem lies. Got dirt in our might have to clean the dirt out of it, so this will go in there a little better. So you got to be careful that you don't strip it. It shouldn't be that tight. Almost all of your cars, you're going to have more problem out of the bottom caliper bolt or slide because it's closer to the ground, which means it gets more road ground and debris. say on the other side, if they get to the point where they act like they're really, really tough going in, you might want to maybe stop and try, because you might be cross-threading. That's one thing you don't want to do, cross-thread. So just screw into the steering knuckle and you have to replace the whole steering knuckle. Like I like to do is I like to try to get them both started, but try to get them at least halfway in before you start on the other one. That way you get a good, you know that they're lined up. Like this one was a little hard coming out, so it's going to be a little hard going in. Like I said, the bottom ones normally give you more trouble than the top because they're closer to the road ground than the road. Put that in. Put that in. About the same distance to the road top and bottom. I just want to make sure that one's in there good. Okay. Like I said, take the take your lug nut out. There you go. All thing left to do is put the wheel and tire on there and take it for a test drive. Alright, so since these brakes are a little different than most, I'm going to do them a little differently. I'm going to have somebody get in the car and press on them and make sure that they go together like they're supposed to. But before that, make sure you put the cap back on there. Make sure the brake reservoir is full. Alright, so what I'm going to do is since these ain't your normal calipers, I don't like how they've got how that wiggles. So I'm going to got somebody in the car. They're going to pump the brakes up for me, and then I'm going to make sure everything lines up and it stops and everything. Alright, pump them up like you normally would. Alright, release them. You got them released? Oh my gosh, it won't turn. There we go. Okay. Alright, push them and hold them. Alright, let off. Well, that's kind of weird. Oh, there we go. Let's run to the other side and make sure everything went together. So here we are on the other side. Alright, push the brakes in. I can feel them move. Alright, let off. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wheel and tire on there, and then I'm going to turn it to see how good it turns. So I can turn the wheel easier than I can that caliper by itself. Back on there. I put like 2 lug nuts on it just to be able to sturdy the wheel. Remind me, this is a front-wheel drive car, so these ain't going to spin easy anyway. So, see, that's better. All right, hit the brakes. All right, let off the brakes. Yeah, see, that's better. Hit the brakes. See, it's moving because I don't have it tight. All right, let off the brakes. Yeah, let's go to the other side and see if we can get that to do the same thing. While I'm here, go ahead and put the rest of the lug nuts on there. Okay. Let's just go to the other side. Alright, so we're over here on the driver's side, so we're going to do exactly the same thing to see if we can get this side to do like the other side. See here. Alright. Alright, hit the brakes. Good. Let off the brakes. Ah, perfect. See? Nice. Brakes. Alright. Like I said, it's moving a lot because I don't have it tight. Alright, let off. Perfect. Alright, we'll put the rest of the lug nuts on there. See, each application is different. You may do something like this in this application, but another application you won't do. You just put it together and take it for a test drive. Some of them you'll need to be a little bit more, how can I put it, a little bit more careful with and look at it more than you do others. So now let me torque the wheels and tires. So normally I would take y'all on a test drive, but they are actually working on the road on the intersection, so I don't know if you can see this out there, but traffic is lined up all the way to the stop sign out there, so I really ain't got time to drive and wait on traffic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive it around the parking lot. If I have any issues, I'll be back with you. Well, there you have it, folks. Front brakes and rotors on a 2002 Chevrolet Cavalier. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I hope my videos are educational. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more brake jobs, please subscribe to the channel. So until next time.